Humanity is gone. All that remains are robots, powered by blood. They are now blasting their way through hell in search for more of that power-providing liquid. And you are one of those machines. You must kill to survive, kill to live. This is ULTRAKILL.
ULTRAKILL is a fast-paced game that is currently on Steam Greenlight's Early Access. It's an arena shooter that plays like Doom Eternal and looks like Doom 1. And yes, it is just as good as you'd expect. But if the graphics are too high quality for your Doom 1 vibes, well, they give you many options to further decrease the quality to bring it closer and closer to that original Doom aesthetic. It's hectic, it's fast-paced, and it's everything Ghost Runner wishes it could be. The combat is just tough enough so that it's never mindless. There's always something to be thinking about, whether it's where to go next, what weapon that you could be using, what enemy you're taking on, which wall to jump off of, if there's part of the terrain that you could use as part of your advantage. And then with the new weapons popping up pretty consistently, you're then thinking about which weapon to then switch over to then get your combo as high as possible, to then get your score as high as possible. Because the combat in this game has the Devil May Cry style points kind of combo system going, where you start off at C and then slowly work your way up to S and then SSS, and the ultimate tier being ULTRAKILL. And getting your first ULTRAKILL feels fantastic to know that you've done just the right things in just the right way to get all of those style points and keep the combo going for such a long time that you've got ULTRAKILL. And you start the game off with a pistol. It's simple enough and it does the job. But you eventually then gain a shotgun, a minigun, and then a rail rifle. And that, though, is only part of the overall arsenal that you get access to. Each of these weapons has an alt-fire mode. So the pistol charges up to a very powerful single shot, and the shotgun gains a grenade launcher. But that's not all. Even the alt-fire modes have alt-fire modes. Yo dog, I heard you like alt-fire, so we put some alt-fire on your alt-fire so you can alt-fire while you alt-fire. Try saying that 5 times fast. I said that the pistol has a charged up shot, and that's all well and good, but what if, instead, I could flick a coin into the air, shoot that coin as it's falling through the air, and have that bullet ricochet off of the coin into a nearby enemy's weak spot? That's the other alt-fire mode for the pistol, and I absolutely loved using it. Shooting tiny coins in the middle of jumping over walls, in the middle of crazy shootouts, is such a rewarding challenge, and as soon as I got it, it was the main weapon that I used whenever I wasn't switching out other weapons to keep my weapon switch bonus active. And then, when we're not talking about all of the alt-fire modes that every single weapon has, because that would take a long time, and I don't think I'm going to do that, but we then get to the bosses. Now, there are 2 kinds of bosses in this game. The first are other robots. Your competition for that all-important life-blood fueling substance that is blood. These guys are pretty tough and feel great to finally kick the butt of, but the second kind of boss is my absolute favorite thing that game developers do with bosses in games. At first, they're tough. You don't know what you're gonna do or how to react to them. But then you beat them, and then you start seeing them pop up around the combat arenas, intermingled with all of the other enemies. Then 2, then 3, then they just become a normal enemy alongside everything else. And this happens pretty consistently. And I gotta say, it just shows how much stronger and how much better at the game you become, because the enemy that you once found so tough and so difficult is now just one of the things that you go through to get through a level. It's not even it's still a challenge, but you can deal with it much more effectively now that you know what you're doing. You have better weapons, and probably better aim. And I love it so much, because it just vastly increases the quantity of enemies that you come across in the game, instead of just sticking to the same few and then it being stale and boring. But then you get to the final boss of this game. And oh boy, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not even gonna show anything about it. No, you just get my face. The final boss took me so long to beat. So many attempts, and it felt at some points like a near impossible challenge. It's such a difficult boss, but the feeling that I got when I beat it is, it just made the game feel so good. And then you get a short cutscene about what happens, and then the game ends. Or should I say this part of the game ends, because like I said, Greenlight game. Early access with much more to come. And many more alt-fire modes, if I'm reading the menus correctly. Overall, it took me about 3 hours to beat. I think about half an hour of that was the final boss alone. But it was the best 3 hours that I have ever played in any game recently. It was so fun, and I just wanted to keep going, keep going, keep going. I gotta go, I gotta beat the next, I gotta see where this goes. And it was fun. It was really, really fun. So, overall, this is a great little game with fantastic moments that come from the frantic arena-style combat. And it looks like it's going to be a really interesting game as more gets added. But currently, do I recommend it? Well, that's a tough question, and ultimately I think that's one that only you can answer for yourself. Because yes, it's incredibly fun, but it's also incredibly short for its price. And then again, if cinemas can charge the same for an hour and a half of film, then who am I to say? It's up to you. I enjoyed it, and that's all I can tell you. But that's it for this review. I know it's been a while since I've done a review, but it takes a little time to get the green screen and everything sorted out, and working in a supermarket during the middle of a global pandemic sort of leaves you with not a lot of time to do big stuff. So, there will be more in the future, that I can guarantee. If you want to see me be able to maybe even consider doing this full time, maybe consider subscribing. That way I can get there quicker. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. And, did you know I'm English? Cheerio.